what people don't seem to understand about Kotal Kahn and MK11 is that not having a really quick mid, it almost feels like you're playing MK11.5 or maybe 11 or like MKX.5, and that you're playing a different game than the actual top tiers that get to, I don't know, take their fucking turn.
See, this is literally what I've been telling people. I'm like, you don't freaking understand. Like, that's why he's not like top 5. He literally does not have a mid to check people after you do something, and people can just down 2 for all they want. And I'm just like, wow, real good gameplay.
Yep, it's either poke or take a risk. That's the two options.
Yeah.
You're telling me that a mid that hits across the stage is not, it doesn't suffice.
No.
You can literally be full screen, press forward 2. You don't want that. So if they took that away and gave you a faster mid, would you be happy, or you want both?
He would be a better character if they did that. I'm
like not some downplay.
I'm not saying that I don't.
Like
I'm not, hey man, I'm not saying I don't want the forward 2, because forward 2 is a teleport. But
nice.
But what I am saying is that if he had a 9-frame mid, he'd be fucking broken.
He really would. Now you can say
literally,
top 5, but bottom 10 till otherwise.
Bottom 10. He's okay. Just to warn everybody while they're listening, before this call, Aquaman messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, we got Aztec tonight, and literally all I want to do is downplay Kotal." And I'm like, "All right, bro. Well, here we go. Well, I'm just gonna sit down and listen to Kotal Main's rant about their character that has been putting me in a dumpster for the past 3 years." And they're gonna rant about how he's ass. Gee, get it all out now. So, and then I'll put a timestamp of when this is over, and there'll be 3 minutes of actual podcast at the end where we get to know Aztec a little bit more.
What's crazy?
You don't know true pain until you realize you try to do down one command grab, and you just jump, and then you die for it because you tried to make a read. You don't know that type of pain. And that's why I don't run command grab often, because I don't like the risk, because the math suggests otherwise. That's not my favor. This is me though.
18% versus 30%. That's the risk reward of doing command grab with Kotal Kahn. Always. That's the math you guys should be doing. Yeah, there's variables. Does he have a damage buff or 7? That comes into play. But as long as he doesn't have any of the 7 damage buffs that he does have, it's only going to be 18%. And so the risk reward's always going to be in your favor against Kotal Kahn. But
more oftentimes you're wrong as Kotal than the other player. You're just like, shit.
I know, because all I do in the mirror is hold up.
I don't blame you. The mirror is really ugly. I don't like playing it at all.
How crazy is it that Kotal Kahn is now probably the most complained about character and hated character in the Kolosseum? That never would I have thought that I would have seen the day.
And we have Jades. We have Jades running everywhere.
And Jackie.
And Jackie. And then the comments are Kotal Kahn.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because last season you had Turkey, Pop-Tart, Dummy Thick Garchop, and myself. If he was like, "Oh my God, it's 4 Kotal players," blah blah blah. That's our fault. We should.
Let me ask you: Are you or are you not one of Aquaman's sleeper agents that he sends out into the Kolosseum to just rain terror on people with these Kotal Kahn picks? Are you or are you not a sleeper agent?
If I told you that, I'm about to kill you. No, but
I told you I'd have to play you as Kotal Kahn, and then it's dead. It's GG's.
The code.
Yeah,
of
we
the
came to that
Osh-Tekk,
conclusion, man.
The code of the Osh-Tekk is a very strict one. It's a very.
We have
strict
two
one.
things. We don't give Jackie players games, and we downplay the hell out of our character. That's what we do. That's what we do.
A strict moral code right there. That is it. That's all you guys got. All right, but I'm sick of this already. We're 5 minutes in. Aztec, I wanna ask some questions about you personally, man.
Sure.
Where and when did you get started? We'll start at the very beginning. When did you start playing fighting games? And then were you like, you know what? I want to start competing in this and start playing in tournaments. Where did that all start?
So I'm about to date myself because I'm slightly older than like the average like NRS player by a couple of years. So I don't know. Aquaman probably was like around the same age as me. But I used to go to the arcade all the time for like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and I was kind of nasty at it. But my parents would never let me travel because they're like, no, you don't need to do that. Focus on school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my first taste of competing like a little bit MKX. I was just trolling people with variationless Kotal, and people thought I was dead serious. I was like,
that was you.
That was him.
Yeah,
He
it was me.
He was the infamous.
I literally started that trend.
The infamous variationless Kotal, everyone.
Trend.
This is Aztec, everyone. The infamous variationless Kotal. Yep.
So like we see like variationless Kotal, like yeah, that's me. I started that trend, but I was still in school. Like I'm still in school now, like getting my JD. But like with the pandemic, unfortunately, I had more time to pick up like MK11 and just like really like grind the game, and that's like how I started. I think like my coming out party, I guess, sort of say as a competitor, came when there was one tournament I won the RGA, and then you commentated this other tournament, Aquaman, the CGL tournament. I got 5th. Like when I almost beat Samij, I beat Biohazard. Not trying to fish, but like just accurately like recalling the events.
Results they don't lie.
Right. And so everyone's like, "Oh my God, who's this Kotal player?" And like he's using like this weird ass variation totemic, because I just don't like command grab. Like that is not like how I like to play Kotal. Honest to God, like. And custom sort of forced me to play that because like it's just like it's meta as fuck, honestly. Like why would I not do it at that point?
Not
but, like,
to downplay, but that character's a different tier without command grab.
He really is.
And I, if anyone wants to debate that, I'm down. Give me at least that Flashyy. Give me at least that one. Give me the one speck of downplay. Kotal without command grab is
the Jaguar's ass actually. Like,
bro, I thought that move is nasty.
No, you can literally smack it out like. I mean,
if you get hit,
you can like literally react to it and like knock it out.
It doesn't get hit by projectiles. You can just run across the screen, and you just go through everything.
You can jump. You can just hit it. Like it's like
you can on reaction just press it normal and hit him out of it.
Yeah, like Scarlet, Jade, compare it. It's like it's not the greatest thing.
You played MKX. You're the variation of Kotal and MK. We're moving past this shit.
That's me.
That's me. This bullshit. All right, sorry, but yeah. So MK, you're telling me MK11 was when you started competing?
Yeah, I just never had time to compete.
That's a pretty crazy fact right there. Because I
think that's the first time somebody said that they played MK in arcade, and then now MK11 is their first one. Usually it's like MK9, MKX, but that's actually pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, I never played MK9. My parents wouldn't let me. They're like,
violent. What about Injustice 2?
I personally didn't like Injustice 2. Like, the fact that people were talking about Dr. Fate, I was like, this sounds like a snooze fest. I don't want to play it, so I just stuck with Tekken, because, like, I didn't feel like walking in on people, even though, like, it's not that hard, but, like, it just wasn't my style.
Were you competing in Tekken back then? Or were you just playing, like, online?
I was just playing, man. I didn't know I was good at, like, fighting, so I, like, went out to, like, locals and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm somewhat decent.
Was your first local Tekken, or was it MK?
It was Tekken. It was actually... My state has more locals for like Tekken and like Smash, because that's the state I live in. So I just tried that, and I had a lot of fun with it. And then MKX like rolled around, then I started that. Then MK11, I think like halfway during the first year or something is like when I really started competing, and then I just took off.
Man,
I really made people think Totemic was viable. That's
insane to me because of how much I knew of you back in the MKX days. And how, even in my own memory, I don't recall, years where you weren't a part of the competitive community, because it felt like you never left to me as a Kotal Kahn player. I'm like, yeah, the Kotal squad's back together, let's go. And funny enough, going back to your origin story and how I got to know you that early on, was something that the community used a lot back then to find people, were Facebook groups. And it's not talked about a lot. But like Facebook and Facebook groups were kind of one of the best ways in the early FGC at growing a competitive community. It was going to those groups like MK11 Facebook group with 50,000 members, and every TO would be copy paste spamming their event in there. And on one of them, I remember running into you, Aztec, and the rest was history for me. But that's crazy that there was years where you weren't a part of the scene.
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time, like on Twitch. Like, I was a huge fan of your Kotal Kahn and Modstons. Like, I love watching your Kotal Kahn War God play back in the day. I was like, yo, this dude is badass. Like, he's making this character work. And so, like, that's like you were honestly my inspiration for like playing the character. Like, if it wasn't for you or like other like certain players, I wouldn't like pick up Kotal.
Did the name Aztec come from Kotal, or was Aztec first?
It's a little bit of both. Like, in college, like, I always wanted to like have another degree like in like Latin American history, because I like find like Latin American culture so interesting. So like they sort of just mesh well, and Kotal Kahn like pays homage to like Mesoamerican culture to some degree. So I was like, because he reminds me of like Ogre from Tekken, like the big green dude. So
I was about to ask you if you played Ogre in Tekken, kind of along those same lines.
I did. He was broke as shit in Tekken tournament. I loved it, and I haven't had a broken character since then.
Haven't had a broken character since then. Okay.
Not top one. Not top one. Not top one broken.
Anyway. Yeah, is it true? I was like looking at your Twitter and stuff. You're in law school right now, you're saying?
Yep.
Wow. When do you take your, what is it, the bar? When is that slated for? Or is that just like way down the line?
It's kind of way down the line, because like I'm trying to get my JD and my master's. Like I want to get my JD and then get a master's in like public policy or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And like I really want to do like a lot of like pro bono work and like give back to the community and stuff. Like that's sort of like what I want to do with my degree. Like I know a lot of people like have this sort of jaded view of like law school students becoming like the next corporate shills. Like I really don't want to do that. I really want to like help people who need like who never get the resources that they need, and they don't get like the shitty attorney who's like got 10 billion cases and he doesn't remember your name, like when you're trying to like get acquitted for something you didn't do. So I've always thought like that's my purpose in life, trying to help people.
Hey man, you're gonna go really far with that mentality, dude. Like I don't know anything about lawyers or anything like that, but I do know that if you got that mentality, whatever you're doing in life, it's gonna be good. If your number one goal is to help people, you just can't go wrong with it. That's absolutely awesome. How do you find time? And I think in the pre-call here, I don't know if we were recording yet. You said that you just played a Tekken tournament tonight. So how do you find the time to go through law school, get nasty at MK11, play Tekken? Like, how do you? I guess this will be like a conversation about like balancing those three. Like, how do you do that?
I just don't get no sleep, honestly.
Okay.
I just sacrifice like my sleep and sort of sanity. Like,
there it is.
It's just like school keeps me up anyway. Sometimes like, well, I might as well take an hour break and like play some sets or something. Like,
wow,
that's
man.
usually
It's just like, I don't sleep.
And
I don't get no sleep at all.
man, every time I hear these stories, I feel bad because I'm like, man, I make these guys sit down for like 8 hours every weekend and play Mortal Kombat for like 8 hours straight
On a weekend too.
It's a wonderful way to spend a Saturday night.
It's just they spend 7 hours just to get like one wrong down two after 5 hours and it's over. Like I feel so bad sometimes, but the fact that you've been able to make it work, and especially in the current competitive field, everyone that's going to watch this probably watches the Kolosseum and has seen the competition in MK11 this season and last season too. And for a lot of people, especially with the system Aztec, the matchmaking system, it's a little hard to stay consistent with this format because it's just a roll of the dice every week.
Yeah, and I did that one week. I trust the math, but the math like said
I
no.
remember.
I had a 50-50 on that, and I screwed myself. I should have just played another match just to be like for sure I was going to make it. But I was like, no, this is probably work. Like the queue is over. Like people aren't like. And then it's like, oh shit.
The last 15 minutes where people are on the bubble where they're like, if I don't play a match, I can make it. But I might need to play a match to make it. What do I do? That seeing people go through that mentality at the end of matchmaking this season has been a beautiful experience.
Dude, every single week, literally every week, people are like trying to find the tech of like, okay, if I win this many games, then I don't gotta play, or like, what if I do this? What if I stop playing after this? Aquaman's always like, listen, just play your matches. Like that's all I can say. Everyone's always trying to find the tech, but I think the secret of matchmaking, there's no tech.
The easiest,
you just gotta literally just like sweat for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
and I know that now. So I won't like downplay it. It's like, I can just like play 6 matches and that's good enough.
No, dude, he's like, you gotta sweat for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. People complain about 5 combat league matches, but you go 2.5 hours straight against the sweatiest dudes in this. It's crazy,
and I shit
man.
you not, usually I get Sindel, Jackie, Jade. Sindel, Jackie, Jade. I'm just like, oh my god, please.
At least it wasn't Hayate who got 5 Kodals in a row.
Oh my god.
That's where the sleeper agent theory came into effect, was that day.
I think I played him that one time.
You did. Aztec, you were.
Yeah.
We got to watch it live on our pre-show. We were watching Hayate's run, and we pulled up the first one. He gets Kotal. He loses. I think you were number 2 in the line. He got you. I think he loses. And then at this point, it was out of this. I was more so like, there's no way that he gets another Kotal, right? There's just no way. And we all know. Okay, well, we know. But Hayate has a history with Kotal Kahn that goes back. He has the most history with Kotal Kahn in MK11. He's the only pro to lose to pre-patch Kotal. And that's, I don't mean any offense.
Shout out to Furious Pillow, by the way.
Yep, he got pillowed at CEO. He got but
this is a Kotal experience, man. Like,
but we sat there. Another Kotal showed up. He got Garchomp. Another one Pop Tart, and then he got Turkey afterwards. And it's like, oh, and they got Yadriel. I think was the very first one, and it was 4 or 5 Kotal Khans in a row. And I saw
literally went throrough the gauntlet.
Someone die live,
gauntlet, bro.
And that's what you guys have been doing to people in the Kolosseum, Aztec. How does that feel?
I don't know. People, I guess, don't feel as pissed off playing against me because I don't run command grab, because I'll usually use double Jaguar and the Grand Discus. But like Turkey, Pop Tart, and Yadriel, they'll literally like grab you to death, and I assume Dummy think Garchomp as well. So it's like, Aztec, why don't you use command grab? Or why don't you just like, I don't know, just
It
not
sets
a
you
command
apart
grab.
though, man. It's important.
Yeah.
I know. I'm literally Turkey always calls me like it's the cat man, literally. Like
Nice.
I
did
just
see
like
on your,
I don't
are your
know.
Twitch emotes, isn't one of them a jaguar?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go right there.
Yeah.
Fully living it, man. What if the character is not an MK12?
Oh boy.
What do we do? Do you have a like a secondary or like a pocket character or anything like that, or is it just strictly Kotal?
I've seen Melina once.
I troll Melina. If you see me play Melina, I'm
That's
trolling.
trolling.
Like
It's trolling.
troll. I do like RoboCop and
Bro,
like,
RoboCop's fun.
I found inspiration through like Foxy and Studio. I just like making people mad at RoboCop, honestly.
There
'cause
you go.
I'm just
There it
spamming.
is.
I'm just spamming.
Bro, we
I
had like
think
a
it's just funny to me.
15-minute talk. We had a 15-minute talk with Sunio the whole time. He's just like, dude, I just like pissing people off, man.
I just really like
That's all I want. I
angering.
just want to make people rage, dude. I'm like, oh, that's the way to play. That's a game plan right there, I guess. Jeez.
But if Kotal is in there, I hope Sector's like in the next Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
game.
bro,
Maybe
fact.
Raiko or Quan Chi, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't know. I was never a
Tough
fan
question.
of like the special forces character, like the Shaolin monks or anything.
Yeah.
Or Sub-Zero Scorpion. I just don't like those characters. They just
Mhm.
don't do nothing for me. Since like
Yeah. Kotal's a fun one. I still can't believe you're the variationless Kotal, man. I remember, bro,
Yeah.
watching before MK11 came out, Mr. Aquaman's like early ass streams. If this all lines up, I don't know like what the math is, but I recall like a variationless Kotal during those streams, and I used to be like, yo, who the hell is this? Why is he doing this? And he would win. You would win. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this shit? You're literally dumbing down your character, making it worse, and you're winning. I was like, okay, this dude is fucking nasty, bro. What is this right now?
I just play him like I play Tech. I just like to walk back a lot, just whiff punish people.
There you go.
He's a character built for it with those buttons, man.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah. He got the big buttons, so I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay.
That's the thing about Kotal Kahn and MKX is the character's base toolkit was like the best thing about him were his
Yeah.
normals. And so variationless Kotal, you still have, I mean, if you pressed down and any button, the slowest number you got was 7.
Yeah, I remember
You
that.
you
And,
could
like,
just
he-
press buttons with that character, man.
And he had plus frames in MKX. I'm like
Mm.
something he doesn't have in like MK11, kind of.
Maybe meterless plus frames, things like that. He also had one of the stupidest normals when the game came out. Damn it, we're gonna go back to downplaying. I'm not gonna talk about back one. I'm not gonna do it.
This is literally all it
I
is,
remember
man.
back when I was like, this is trifling because like I don't know why it's a high. See, and I thought they was gonna do us justice by making 4-1 a mid because they know what they did was wrong. But hey,
Bro, what's crazy about Kotal is I really think that character is outside of like maybe Aaron Black and maybe Garrus. Kotal I feel like has gone through the gauntlet of just like ups and downs, and every single patch he was hit with something. It was either more health, less health, this changed, this changed, this changed. I was like, I feel like Garrus players have had to adapt a lot. Like that character is completely different. Although Tweety still plays him the exact same, just hit confirm into fucking massive damage
Yeah.
GGs
Yeah.
with Infinite Warden. But I feel like
Right.
Kotal has gone through a gauntlet of just like ups and downs and change so many changes. Like game first came out, you couldn't even find a Kotal Kahn anywhere, and now here we go in the Kolosseum. You got him everywhere. Did you notice that you had to like change your playstyle because of all these patches, or have you kind of just consistently stayed with it?
because I think like before people knew, I was like playing Kotal Kahn day one anyway. Because I tried Shao Kahn, he was even worse day one. So like,
Yeah, Shao Kahn was
imagine
ass at
that.
the beginning, bro. I do
yeah,
remember
imagine that being worse than Kotal day one. Like, I kind of had the same game plan. The only thing I wish would change is like when I'm in the corner, the Jaguar just doesn't go past the person and then I die for it. Like that's literally like the only thing really. Like I feel like Kotal's like main game plan has never really changed like throughout the whole like life cycle of MK. It's literally operate within a range of 4-2, like maybe do a 4-3 instead. If you have command grab, just like go in, start your momentum, then GG's, shake my hand. Or not, you're salty.
or not.
Or not. That's how I feel about it. I think it sort of depends though if like you have like the cat, because it doesn't work against all characters in my opinion. So it kind of forces you to use command grab.
I was actually gonna ask you who for you is the worst matchup for that character, either for you personally or for Kotal. Who are you like? This is an L. Like it's already GG's. I already lost.
I want to say Raiden because Kotal literally can't do anything. Like he'll just run away, and I can't do anything. And then he has like a charge thing. He can like literally just make 4-2-4 like useless in that matchup.
And then,
I want to say
and then he can
I want
teleport.
to say Cabal. Yeah, he can
Here's the
teleport as
thing:
well.
you just chase him down full screen, and then he teleports, and then you chase him down
Right.
full screen, and then he teleports, and then you chase.
Right, and it's just like so hard to get in. Like also, I think Cabal is just mad annoying, but like I usually win against Cabal players. I don't know if I'm just outplaying people or not. Personally, just me anecdotally speaking, I have a better winning percentage against Cabal players than I do Raiden players. So, and that's a 6-4 Cabal player is just jumping. Kotal can't really do anything about it. You have to make a big read with the down 4 too. That's all. So, I don't know.
Aquaman, what do you think? Who's your most hated character to play against as Kotal?
I agree that I think his worst matchup is Raiden with teleport. It is almost, it's an effortless keep away that exists, and Kotal Kahn's biggest weakness is whiffing, because he's gonna whiff for days. Anytime you press one of his big buttons, it's gonna linger, and so those characters that have quick walk speeds and teleports and good keep away, the zoning's really strong as well. Makes for a really deadly combo against Kotal Kahn, because it's just chasing, and with Raiden you just want to walk back and look for a back one whiff punish, and it's really that simple. That's how I would approach that matchup, and I could probably beat most Kotal Kahns, because that's what I lose to. Same thing, Aztec, son of a bitch.
It's funny because not a lot of people play Raiden, so I'm just like, okay, well, I don't really run into too many Raiden players.
What's bullshit is I mained Thunderwave Raiden at the beginning of MK, and I got dumpstered by Kotal Kahn, so maybe I'm just ass, bro. Maybe I'm just garbage.
Literally just run away and teleport.
I'm just ass,
You do gotta know the matchup. If you try to fight Kotal Kahn, that's step one to losing. Is trying to beat that man in a fist fight. Your goal is to be Johnny Depp in Pirates 3, where he's we're gonna fight to run away, and you just get the hell out of there.
Just hit him once and then just run. Then you just frustrate every Kotal player, and then it's what the fuck? I can't get in. Teleport.
Dude, MK11. So good.
Break the wrist. Back away. Break the wrist. Back away. That's what it feels like.
That's literally what you have to do. It's so elementary.
Aztec, I got something to ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
Why are you flexing the Versace shirt, man? Why are you?
Oh my god.
What do you mean, why?
If y'all don't know, if you've never tuned into a couple of things Aztec has been present at, this man just he finds a way to get to wherever the camera is and just make sure the logo's seen on his chest. Do you see this? Wasn't it a MKNJ up there, Flashyy? Where this man walked in.
Were you at MKNJ?
Was it NJ or was it
It was
Viz's event?
BGX. It was Viz event.
BGX.
And Viz noticed my shirt. He's like, Aztec. He's like, come here. He said, man, why you flexing this shirt?
Everyone's giving him shit for flexing the shirts, bro.
He said, you coming here wearing this shirt? Everyone else is chilling. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, it costs $500. So he said, oh, I know. So,
that's how you gotta pull up on people, bro.
I just honestly just picked it out, just something to wear. I didn't even think twice about it. He was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "Are you rich?" I was like, "I do well." I won't say I'm rich.
All that humble talk from earlier. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm.
Hey man, you're allowed to.
That's what he bought with all the earnings from Kotal Kahn carrying him in MK11. Let's be serious.
Why carrying him?
I upplayed. Wait a minute.
I know. What side are you on, bro?
Wait, I upplayed and he was still upset.
To be fair, I carried him first, then he carried me back. So I was like, okay, it's mutual.
That's right.
Dude, Aztec. All right, so now I wanted to ask you. So I know that you do live stream on Twitch here and there. I wanted to ask, any plans for YouTube? I tried to look you up on YouTube if I couldn't find it, but what are the content journey? You just kind of like to stream for fun, or any plans with trying to go big time on that, or is it just kind of one of those things you do?
This is kind of one of those things I do. I don't really have a particular goal for it. I just stream just to stream, honestly. I think it's funny because I'm one of the few Kotal players who do stream, so people just naturally gravitate towards me. And I'm just, it's a chill stream. We just downplay Kotal, have fun, just blast some EDM music and call it a day. I'm not that type of dude who had content creating aspirations. Honestly, I just like to play. I just want to be a tournament player. That's all. So.
Very fair.
Definitely
very fair.
That's just amazing to hear too, because that's getting lost on a lot of people. It's just that, I don't know, wanting to play the game, And I think that's absolutely wonderful, man. You've been killing it in these tournaments lately.
That's right.
And what do you think about the competition this season? Do you think that are you looking decent for the finale in points? How are you feeling? Because those top 8s, you've been close a couple of weeks. You haven't been close a couple of weeks. You've been in there, I think, once or twice in top 8 this season.
Yeah. I feel pretty decent about it. I know I know I'm paying attention to like the points earned, so I know like mathematically speaking, I feel like my chances are pretty decent. As far as the competition going, like there's so many like nasty players, and you got Scar, you got Ayate obviously, Unjust, like Hijinks, like Pop Tart, Turkey, like Full Auto, like you just got and all
Mad
the other
killers
like
in
Latin
there, bro.
American
Oh.
players like that you added now that we got like other
Yeah, he opened
international
the
players.
floodgates, bro. He
Yeah.
opened it up.
Now I gotta play more Sindel players. Thanks, man.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe those Sindel players are the sleeper agents. Aquaman's just playing everybody out here, bro.
That's right.
Well,
He's like,
I'm
oh,
not-
by
I'm
the
not
way,
trying to
DR is
fish.
allowed now.
I'm not trying to fish, but every Sindel player I go against, it ain't looking too good for them. I'm just saying.
Oh, he's
I'm
got
just
the
saying, I don't
tech.
lose to
He's got the
Sindel. I
tech.
don't-
Objectively, he's got the tech.
Objectively, what I think Kotal players need to understand, you don't need command grab against Sindel, like at all. Just use the Jaguars, and you can just like hop on her. She can't do anything, and then you have the down forward too. Every time she does back two, reversal punish. Like
Dude.
I'm not surprised people don't use that variation. Like
This
This is my
podcast is either
opinion.
great for
He's talking
great
out
for
here.
people to go against Kotal, like pick Raiden or Cabal, and now also for the Kotal players, there's going to be
That's right.
a whole lot of info they can get on here. But see, man, that's why again the YouTube
Hey.
thing. If you
Yep.
can make some, you can make some guides. That's all I'm saying.
Years ago,
Well, I did
if he
one
started
guide
one,
for-
man,
Oh,
variation.
okay.
Oh, really?
yeah,
In 11,
what?
a Kotal guide.
Yeah, dash fight. I did one for Kotal.
Oh, nice. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that either.
How did
Yeah.
that feel? Did you enjoy making that type of content, or were you kind of just like, I'm just gonna do this and then?
Was it just?
No, actually, I really enjoyed it. The only thing was like it was time constraints, so I really couldn't talk about like, all the things about Kotal Kahn. But I tried to make it as like super like basic to a point where people want to pick up Kotal, they can like. And
That's
I
awesome.
definitely enjoyed it. Like if someone wants to pick up Kotal, I'm more than willing to tell them like use this variation for this character for the most part, or if like you want to use totems, here's a good loadout and stuff like that. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
always willing to help people who want to learn Kotal.
I
We
like
should,
that.
we should definitely put that link in the description below. So if you guys want to check out that Kotal Kahn
Yeah.
guide, because I want to go watch it now. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to just be down one or command grab, and then it's like a 3-second video. It's like how to play as Kotal Kahn.
Don't forget
either
the
down
short
one or
hops.
command grab.
You know what I mean? Don't forget the
Dude,
short hops.
those are short hops are sick in this game, man. People give MK11 a lot of
Hey.
shit, but seeing short hops are fucking dope, dude. Like Shao Kahn's and Kotals, they just fucking dumpster you with the double kick. That shit is so sick.
That's another thing I actually had a trend with this community. I think I was like one of the very first people to like short hop like competitively, just like use this mix. You're like, what the fuck is this? Short hop.
It's a free overhead. Every character's got overheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And quick overheads, guys, are one of the most unconventional things in MK11. No character has a quick overhead starter, right? No one.
Right.
So 90% of the time on that initial block, people are blocking low. You know, and
Right.
and that no one's expecting that overhead unless they got reactions. In which case, don't try it offline. Online,
Yeah, definitely
go
try
for it.
offline.
Definitely
It's
do it online.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like Shao Kahn's. Maybe I can see the
His is quick, and
It's
like
like the
Flashy was
fastest, I
saying,
think?
yeah, it is the fastest thing. 10 frames.
yeah.
On
Speaking of
I think
offline,
so.
Aztec, any plans on going to any of these big MK11 tournaments, or even our Tekken?
There's some
Actually,
big
as well?
ones
Any
coming.
big-
Yes.
Any big plans? What do you got coming up?
I'm going to Combo Breaker, CEO, and Evo. I'm going to be competing in
Ooh, the trifecta.
Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and another old school fighting game, Virtual Fighter. So
Ooh,
playing a couple
wow.
fighting games. Yeah.
While in school for law,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
you're playing 3 fighting games, bro. I can barely handle playing MK11, and I'm not in school. This dude's out here going to compete in 3. So that was 3 offline, 3 majors. Was that what you just said?
Yeah, Combo Breaker, CEO, Evo. Those all, yeah, they're all.
Yep.
Dude, oh my goodness,
Okay.
man. Best of luck. That's fucking sick, dude. What do you personally feel the most confident out of those 3 games that you're playing?
Probably Mortal Kombat, then
Nice.
Virtual Fighter, then Tekken. Because Tekken like has this big ass international community, and
Yeah,
like
bro, I feel
you
like
could
they're
just face
nasty.
like knee in like round 2, and it's like, oh well, thanks for
Ooh,
having me. It's just,
It's been fun, guys.
That's
right, and it's just like I feel like Tekken's such a legacy
Who
fighting
gets
game.
knee
They never
second
really
round?
changed it, so like
Mhm.
everyone can just like be sweaty at it for like no real reason.
hmm
So
That's awesome, though, man.
yeah,
That's crazy, bro. Take the dub, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Take
gonna
the
try.
dub. Bring
I'm
that
gonna
Kotal out there. Take the fucking dub.
I'm gonna
That's
try.
Make
Top
Aquaman
8.
proud.
This is.
Aren't you going to one of the events or no?
I'm confirmed for Combo Breaker so far. Working on Evo. I don't think I'm
Okay.
making CEO, but Combo Breaker 100%. I'll be seeing you there. I'll be praising the
Okay.
sun in those
Okay, there you
brackets.
go. So we got a couple Kotal players. We got Turkeys going, so it'll be us 3.
Oh my goodness. Maybe We got a chance. We got a chance. And what's not talked about earlier, when we're bringing up all the other great Kotal Kahn players, especially in the Kolosseum, now that they're kind of all on display, I feel like what's not talked about enough is the fact that guys like Aztec here and all those other Kotal players that you just mentioned, y'all were Kotal Kahn mains since the character was, first patch, and like almost everyone that still does well with Kotal was a Kotal Kahn main. And I think that says a lot about Kotal when Flashyy was talking about the journey that the character went through, the ups and downs in the balance patches. What I find crazy is that the character went through all that, is now considered one of the stupidest characters in existence, and how almost no one knew actually plays him.
Up.
Yeah. And I find that crazy. And I know from experience, this is probably a hot take. It's not really a take because people DM me this. They're like, I can name a couple pros. I'm not gonna drop names, but I know a couple pros that DM me that go, I get a DM, I'm picking up Kotal. A couple hours later, I get another DM. Fuck not having a quick mid, and that's it. And that's all the conversation is.
Yeah, like fast mids matter at MK11. Like I don't think people understand that. So,
I think that's where a lot of the translations lost between us downplaying and people upplaying is that almost playing a different game because you don't have a quick mid. I mean, we are playing a great game. It's just a higher risk game than everyone else is playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't get hit.
I feel like people confuse momentum with pressure, like continuous pressure. Like Jackie and Cabal is continuous pressure for the most part. Like zero risk, high reward every step of the way. Right, exactly. Every step of the way. High reward. And I don't think people understand like those are the differences between top 7 and top 5 and top 3. So it just depends, I guess.
Yeah, because I thought way more people would pick him up after we see us slapping people around,
Actually, I'm not surprised because Jackie and Cabal exist like in the meta. Like, why would you?
There was a wise statement from Tekken Master, another renowned Kotal, especially from back in the day. It was at one of the We Play events, and I walked up to Tekken and I was like, "Why don't you play Kotal Kahn anymore?" He goes, "Why wouldn't you pick Jackie?" And that was the only response I got.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
was like, it doesn't matter. Why wouldn't you just play Jackie? With any character, I would have said to him. So I mean, when you have that mentality too of there's just better options out there, I can definitely see why we haven't. But play more Kotal Kahn if you guys are watching at home.
Yeah, definitely. He's a fun character. He's one of the characters you can have like so many fucking loadouts like compared to everyone else. Like Setron's tornado, teleport, spam, Liu Kang command grab, low fireball, whatever. Jackie goop dash. You get the drill. Like Kotal, you can use Jaguar, totems, command grabs. You can even use like the solar beam looking.
I was gonna say, I actually been playing solar beam lately on that shit.
I actually use that sometimes to troll people.
I have been finding that like you can go really deep on Kotal Kahn's bench in his customization and have a lot of fun. And even as I'm finding out, and one of the people that makes me a believer, coming full circle with Aztec, back from MKX, but he makes me a believer in not rocking command grab. And I've been using that lately without command grab, and it's kind of all right, and it opens up all those little matchup specific things that you can bring, and some of those moves that you write off as completely useless in a matchup might not be so terrible. And when you use something that people have never seen before, you can really catch them off guard, can't you, Aztec?
Definitely. I think it was like kind of like on a tournament tear with this Jaguars. You're like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck this Jaguar does. Down 2 after the Jaguars -7.
People still ask me what Blood Totem does to this day.
I don't know. I still wouldn't know.
Yeah, you just get health back, but you can't get hit, which kind of doesn't make sense.
Wait, if you block, does it go away? You can block.
Yeah, but like if you get hit regardless, like you just won't get the health back. So you gotta kind of like hit them and then run away and hopefully don't get hit.
And then you wait for the totem to like leave, and when it does, that's when you get the health back, and you have to input something.
Yep,
that's it.
Let it leave.
You get health.
It's there for like a hot second.
Do you get meter back as well in this game, or is it just health? I think it's
you
just
get meter
health
back. It's that weird variation name, something. It's like the gray totem, whatever. That gets you meter back, but that's kind of not really useful.
Kotal Kahn, ladies and gentlemen.
We just talked about this character for 40 minutes. I need to go cleanse my ears, dude. Talking about Kotal for 40 fucking minutes.
But what's crazy is that the Blood Totem acted so differently in MKX as well, where you couldn't even block. If you blocked, it went away, and you got a bunch of health and meter back for the damage done to your opponent. And it was buffed, and that doesn't go away on block, but it still kind of sucks that you have to do all this work, and the fact that it's so slow. If his other totems had the same speed as the attack totem, I feel like it would open up Kotal Kahn even more. But as we're all sitting here living and breathing, I mean, we're not getting another patch. I mean, hell, just today as we're recording this, a small patch dropped on MK11 and everyone panicked. They're like begging for a taste, and they keep forgetting that tweet that they're simply not working on the game anymore. I don't know. People are still praying and holding on to something, just like we are, I guess.
The interesting thing is, though, I wish they had a totem that drains your opponent's meter. That would be OP if you just hit people with meter loss. And that'd be really useful against characters like Jackie. And like you're like, okay, leap now.
maybe the God Ray should as well. Just
actually, I wish it did, because like
you health, it should take away their health.
Yep,
and
it should take away that,
and
it should generate, and it should get
So it's a good drawback for it. You can get an easy KB from it, I promise.
It should also count as a hit towards breaking armor. I'm just kidding. No, let's just get crazy. Did you know that it used to? Did you know that it used to in the very first build of MKX?
It did?
The God Ray used to count as an actual hit, and you could break armor with it.
Oh my god, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Little known madness. You could set it up in the corner and then press a button and beat every armor to wake up in the game, because it would just be a double hit.
Oh, for like up threes and shit. Oh.
No, this was back in MKX actually.
Oh, MKX. Okay.
Back when
I haven't played MKX in so long, so I'm not sure what they've done with it.
Aztec, I remember you entered the Kolosseum in MKX, and I remember you running into a lot of the Necros, just like I have been in that game. And how did it feel in MKX in recently with Kotal Kahn as well?
Oh, dude, I hate those characters. I just hate that game kind of. I'm sorry, it's so fucking annoying. Every time I hit, like armor move. It's like, okay. I literally went like 0-10, and I deleted the game after. I said, okay, I'm washed.
Did you use variationless Kotal in that one too?
Yeah, I did. It was all
that's a bold move. So. That's a bold move in 2022.
It really is, and I paid the price for it.
That's okay. My win percentage has slowly gone down every week. I haven't talked about it, and I never will publicly, except for this.
There you go.
But dude, I keep getting.
It's a fun game. I can't play it anymore. This is something else.
Well, man, it is going to be awesome to watch you compete, both online and Kolosseum. We got a couple weeks left in the season. Hopefully, you can make some big runs, make that finale.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, and we got
no more 9th place curses. I promise. I promise.
Hopefully not. Combo Breakers coming up. I'll be seeing you there. Flashy, are you gonna be going to anything this year?
I live in a cave, bro. I stay in my cave and I make my YouTube videos. That's what I do.
I respect that.
That's literally all I do, bro.
Well,
I respect it.
Well, I appreciate it. I know everyone here at the Kolosseum does. This is the guy that does all the craziness on YouTube that has got us looking fantastic. The whole team here at the Kolosseum has been great. Aztec, it was great having you on. We're probably going to call it there, man. We'll wrap up.
Hey,
my Kotal brethren here in the Kolosseum.
Call God. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
We do like a Kotal seance every time we meet each other.
Yeah, what's the chant you guys do
okay.
every time?
Okay, Aztec, this only happened one time. I feel like an old man every time you're on the KoloCast. I just have stories. Me and Madsen saw each other for the first time in MKX as like the two Kotal Kahn people in the world at the time.
Yeah.
And he had just gotten up from winning a tournament set, and he turns around and he sees me, and I shit you not, this is just peak Madsen. He goes, just like,
oh my god,
just like an Osh-Tekk, and I had to do it back to him, and then we did this like Kotal embrace. It was incredible, and there actually is like this code amongst Kotal players that I can't describe, and it goes back to Aztec being such a good dude. For some reason, if you play Kotal Kahn, I genuinely think that you're a good person. I don't know what it is Kotal Kahn brings out.
We're like the nicest people in the community.
Or you're in a cult.
It's not a cult if I enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. You know. It's just a cult where we praise the sun.
Literally.
You know?
I literally remember one time I went to MK New Jersey for the first time, and this is my last story. I beat this Frost player, and I literally yelled, "Praise the fucking sun!" And everyone's like, you just like you get so wrapped up with the character. I don't know. He just has like he's like the most interesting character in the game to me.
I love that you guys are passionate. I know I was
Yeah.
bullshitting this whole time, but it's awesome that you guys are passionate
Yeah.
about the character. That's what's
Yeah.
really, really cool about it all. And you guys put in the fucking work with the character. So there's really
Sometimes,
nothing else to say.
you know, for a lot of people that play MK, that's what attaches them to it too. Is they just find a character and you're like, I fucking love that character, and something about it, and that resonation is a very powerful thing, and that's why I know we hope Kotal's in the next game. They keep fucking us in the story mode, man. They keep fucking
Hey,
us in that story
game,
mode.
fuck it, bro. As long as it's in the game.
This is my last complaint. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro. You're
I
good.
just don't understand how Katana just like Kotal Kahn's supposed to be this big brolic dude, and he's losing the special forces like characters who's not even in the game anymore. So I'm like, why? Why my character? And you
Bro,
tell me he
Scorpion
can't hold
lost
his
to
own
a
against Shao
bug.
Kahn?
Scorpion lost to a bug. All right, there's the whole
Yeah.
shit is fucked, man.
Man,
We got done dirty.
Man, name a character who got brought halfway back from being crippled just to get decapitated.
Only Kotal Kahn.
He didn't even
And everyone's cheering it.
brought back fully. He was like partially healed. He came out of the thing like, fuck, I'm not even ready. Oh!
Shao Kahn just.
There's a lot more we can say, but guys, I'll let the silence say enough. That is going to be our episode of the KoloCast this week. Aztec, thank you so much for coming on, man. We're going to give you
for having me.
we're going to give you the floor, man. Shout out whoever you want to shout out, and I can't wait to see you compete some more, man. Love watching that, Kotal.
Hey, thanks, man. No real shouts. Just play Mortal Kombat. It's like a whole shit ton of events. So Aquaman always has his events. So like a lot of people do a lot of stuff. So get involved. And if you love Kotal, come join the cult. I mean, party.
And
Just saying, we have a good time.
And
over
praise
here.
the sun with us.
And praise the sun with us. So that's all.
Hey, I was like, that was absolutely awesome. And seriously, all the best for you, man. Keep crushing it with
Thank
the
you.
events. Best of luck competing, and keep crushing it in school, man. I know the way you talked at the very beginning of this, you're gonna you're gonna help a lot of people in your
Hell
life.
yeah.
And that's super important.
All
So
Thanks,
all the
man.
best there. Keep studying, and dude, please get some sleep. Go take a nap or something. You deserve some sleep. All right. Keep working hard, but get some sleep, bro.
All right. Thanks,
But other
man.
than that, man, hey, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody, that's it for us. We'll catch you guys next week for another episode of KoloCast. We're gonna see you guys there.